Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is Freshtopia. Under the heading of, I don't know how to feel about this anymore, the corporate juggernaut we all love to hate, Walmart, is going green? Late last year, Walmart CEO Lee Scott announced it was his fervent desire that Walmart become an environmental leader. Some estimates place Walmart as being the world's 20th largest economy. With that kind of financial clout, they could do a lot for the green and sustainable movement. At this point, they've hired the Rocky Mountain Institute, America's premier consulting firm for sustainable business development, to help them green up their act. They've also improved the energy efficiency of their trucking fleet and even hired Al Gore to come and speak to a group of their executives. Walmart is also getting into organic foods. This concerns a lot of people, and rightly so, because Walmart could use its massive lobbying power to lower organic standards and force organic farmers to take less money for their products. If that happens, I think organic producers and consumers should bond together and form new organic standards. It's happened in other industries. I don't see why this can't be the case with organic foods. Regardless of what happens, wider availability of organic foods is going to expose new people to them and get lots of people asking important questions about what goes in their bodies, what's in the products they buy, and these questions need to get asked and answered now, not later. Is the new green face of Walmart simply a facade, greenwashing to repair a badly tarnished reputation and give them some much-needed street cred with the environmental movement, or is it a sincere effort by a large company to improve its business practices in a sustainable fashion? Only time will tell. TreeHugger.com is a great source of information about the greening face of Walmart. Thanks, TreeHugger. And now, Marvelous Marinara. I love this stuff so much. For this, you're going to use your trusty blender of choice. And our ingredients are half a cup of basil, 1/2 of a de-seeded red bell pepper, 1/2 of a de-seeded jalapeno, 1 cup sun-dried tomatoes, about 1/4 cup of fresh oregano, and a couple cups of the tomatoes of your choice. I really like cherry for this. We just got these from the farmer's market a couple days ago. And you'll also need salt, pepper, and olive oil to taste. Through the magic of video, we've soaked our cup of sun-dried tomatoes in a good amount of warm water for about 10 minutes. This is going to make them nice and pliant, reconstituted, and juicy again. And by warm, I don't mean above 115 degrees. You may be wondering why we're using the blender this time and not the Cuisinart. The blender gives us a little bit of a smoother consistency. With sauces like pesto, I think it's nice to have a little bit more texture, and the Cuisinart is going to give you that. But with the blender, we're going to be smoothing it out, and that's what we want to do with our tomato sauce right now. So what we're going to do now is pull our sun-dried tomatoes out of their soaking water, give them a light squeeze, and put them into the blender. You want to make sure to hang on to this soaking liquid because it's full of tomatoey goodness and about to come back into play. Now go ahead and toss the rest of the ingredients into the blender. A red bell pepper, fresh basil, and add our jalapeno. And when you add the oregano, you want to make sure to pull off all the tough woody stems and add only the fragrant leaves. Like so. And now we're going to add our beautiful cherry tomatoes. 1/4 cup of olive oil. A dash of the soaking liquid. A dash of salt. Fresh ground pepper. Now we're going to turn this beast on and see what happens. We had to add a little bit more liquid to help it go round. So now here we are, we're done blending it. Should have a nice thick consistency, and we're going to taste it for salt. I think I'm going to stand on the salt on this one, but it's up to you how it turns out. I wanted to add that this version that we've made is pretty low in fat. because we use the soap water instead of additional olive oil to make it go around in the blender. If you're in the mood for something particularly decadent, as I know I frequently am, one thing I like to do with this is use olive oil in place of the tomato soak water for an incredibly rich and delicious tomato experience. Now this is all blended up. It's going to last for probably 2 or 3 days in your refrigerator. Some people are of the mind that it's even better on the second day. And we're ready to enjoy it on top of a fresh batch of zucchetti.